Good morning class. We are going to get started with the 15th lesson, that is about the establishment of the British Empire in India. So in the previous class I have given only the synopsis of the lesson, how the Britishers they have been came, how they have been started ruling the Indian kingdom, how they the people of India they were not happy with the Britishers rule, how the revolt has been suppressed, all we have been done. So in detail we will be going to have a look on this lesson in detail about this lesson about 15. So that is about the establishment of British Empire. In this British we can say about the English people. English people also we can say and basically which places they will be going to have a look on UK, London. Then next we will be going to deal with the Britain. So either by this name or which continent it will be deal with means it will be going to deal with the Europe continent. So British establishment of the British rule. In India. So India basically it will become under the Asia continent. So how is going to handle how is European people? We can go with the term of the English people, we can go with the term of United Kingdom, then London, Britain belongs to the Europe continent, and how this Europe continent people has been occupied the Asia continent. India means Asia continent. So likewise, as we all know, how the Britishers they have been came for what purpose, what was their intention, for how many years they have been ruled, not only the Asia continent and the Africa continent, some parts of the Australia, some parts of North America, all these they have been ruled. They made these continents as their colonial power. Colonial power is a area or a colony which has been ruled by the foreign people rather than the kings or rather than the people of that particular continent. So page 135, Aurangzeb was the last powerful Mughal ruler. He established control over the large part of the territory that was known as India. After his death in 1707 AD, many Mughal governors, also known as the Subedars, and big zamindars began asserting their authority and established regional kingdoms. So as we all know, how these regional kingdoms it was been established, like from the Kakadiyas, the regional empires, from the 11th lesson, new kings and dynasties, from Chalukyas, Pandyas, all these established regional kingdoms. So when this Mughal emperor, the last Mughal emperor, Aurangzeb, he has been expired in the year 1707. So who were these governors? Like we had Asif Jahi of Hyderabad, he was the governor. Chinkuch Khan is Nizamul, the first Nizam. So he was also the Subedar. How to become independent, complete ruler? So like those regional kingdoms arose in India. Arose means started rising. Here establishment is to set up the empire. Consequently, Delhi could no longer function as an effective center. By the second half of the 18th century, however, a new power was emerging on a political horizon, the British. Did you know that the British originally came to India as a small trading company? Then how they could become the master of a vast empire? So emerging means starting, political means due to the politics to finding out. So basically till the 17th century Mughal dynasty has been came to an 18th till the 18th century the small region kings, whoever they became independent, the Subedars, Zamindars, they were ruling. So in between this period of time, the Britishers they came to India to start up only for the name of company to do small kind of trading business. But as of we know that from a small trading company to the ruling continent, how they became the vast means very big empire, how they became the rulers. So in detail we will get to know how they came, how they has been made the kingdoms, they took away all these things about the people, and at the same time how the Indian people has been revolted against the Britishers. Even in this revolt we will be getting to know some of the few British officers or the people who helped the Indian people to fight against the British as a form of the humanity, not in this detail. So now East India Company comes to the east. So the very first is about the East India Company come to east. So in yesterday's class I have already explained about what is meant by this East India Company came to East India Company comes to east. So they have been mentioned this the Britishers. This is the company name of the British company. British company, and east means as the Asia continent is been residing in this India, so it is in the direction of the east. So they are saying East India Company has been came to the east direction, not completely to the India. So it is from the 1600. So before Mughals only they started planning to how to come to India, for what purpose, all the planning for trading purpose. So in 1600 AD, the East India Company acquired a charter from the ruler of England, Queen Elizabeth I, granting it the sole right to trade with the East. This meant that no other trading group in India could compete with the East India Company. With this charter, the company could venture across the oceans looking for new lands. From it could buy goods at cheap price and carry them back to Europe to sell at higher prices. So what they have been doing? So this East India Company, these people, they have been made in the year 1600 AD. So this 1600 AD, who was the ruler? Basically Britishers. All this means the monarchy power was been existing. Monarchy means the country is being ruled by the king or the queen. So here in this England, British, it was being ruled by the queen. So who was the queen? Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth I. So they made a charter. Charter means some document by this Queen Elizabeth. She has been made. According to this charter, just imagine the Europe continent, then Asia continent, they need to come to the water body, to the ocean water bodies. With the water bodies, the transportation they used to come. So according to this Queen Elizabeth I, this charter, this document, what they mentioned is this East India Company is only having the sole means single, monopoly, sole means single one. They have been given the right to only to this East India Company to travel to this east parts direction countries, whatever may be the countries like India or whichever been existing. This East India Company is only having the right to travel across the oceans, to travel across the water bodies, to search for the new places and to search to do all the trade. So means no other company, this is about Britain, no? Or like France, Dutch, Germany, Poland, all these people, they should not compete with this East India Company. But according to this charter, if they compete with this, they will be going to face a money problem. Money problem in the sense they need to pay some amount of fine to this East India Company because they were going against this charter. So like this, they have been made the charter, and with this charter, they started traveling to India through the oceans. And whatever the products they used to get it from this oceans continents finding up, like natural resources or any kind of spices, whatever they will be getting. So that products they will take and they will be going to sell it to in their Europe continent at higher prices. They will purchase it from very cheap amount, and they will be going to sell in the market at very high prices because they wanted to become more and more powerful. So now next we subtopic. Next we are going to teach about mercantilism. Mercantilism, which means doing of the trade. Basically, it deals about the trade. Trade, it means money, to get money, business in this, either by this, mostly with the help of a cloth, as if the cloth is being not available, if they are not other than the cloth. But basically mercantilism, it's about the doing of the business to make profit, to make money. So mercantilism, mercantile is a business enterprise that makes profit primarily through trade. Trading companies in those days made profit primarily by excluding competition so that they could buy cheap and sell at higher prices. The same thing. The trade, how we are going to do the trade? Whatever the places, the countries which has been finding out from the east region, they'll purchase the things from these east region countries in a very low prices, and that they'll be going to sell it in their market without great competition. Like example, competition when it happens, whenever there will be like as of because of this pandemic situation, we have been not having the regular schooling, but during the months of June, July, we can see how much the competition between the schools for admissions. At the same time, for to purchase the study material, to purchase the stationery, how much the competition it arises between one shop to the other shop, between one person who is selling out the things to the other person. So likewise in Europe also, there was such a competition between to the people how much they are selling out in the market. So to make more of money. So here in the figure, you can just have a look on the figure 15.1, the headquarters of the East India Company in London. So it's naturally like this, the headquarter of the East India Company, which has been existing in the London place. Now next is about the same, how it has been going, what are the people, who are the people who has been crossed these oceans, finding out the sea routes, finding out the way to reach to this Asia place countries, and how the trade was been started, and who were the sailors, who were the persons who have been finding out the sea routes to their kings and to get more and more profit. So the very first here is about the Royal Charter, however, did not prevent other European powers from entering the eastern markets. By the time the first English ships sailed down the west coast of Africa around the Cape of Good Hope. Next, and crossed the Indian Ocean, and the Portuguese had already established their presence in the western coast of India and had their base in Goa. It was Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer, who had discovered the sea route to India in 1498. By the early 17th century, the Dutch, it means the Holland, too were exploring the possibilities of trade in the Indian Ocean. Soon the French traders arrived on the scene. The problem was that all the companies are interested in buying the same goods, the fine qualities of cotton and silk produced in India, and had a big market in Europe. Spices like pepper, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon too were in great demand. Competition among the European companies inevitably pushed up prices at which the goods are purchased. Trade was carried out with arms, and trading posts were protected through fortifications. This effort to fortify settlements and carry on profitable trade led to intense conflict with the local rulers of the traders. Now, according to this chapter, what is it? Only this East India Company belongs to the British. It is having the right, but they did not mention as to what they have been saying. They have been not even to the charter they made. They could not make it possible to other English countries to rule. So in this one, as you can say, the complete most of the European countries, it was under the rule of this monarchism, ruled by the kings or the queens. So in this phase, so slowly from the 7th, this was been established in the 1680. So from 17th century, who were the other rulers who have been trying to establish their empire next to this eastern market, which are the places they have been existing. So the very first is Asia continent. So as we saw, they have been moved to the Africa continent. It's completely this Africa continent. One of the sailor has been read. Africa continent, drifting. Just have a glance of the world map. The complete Indian Ocean, completely down in Africa continent. That the top tip of the Africa continent is Cape of Good Hope. One of the sailor has been reached the Africa continent, Cape of Good Hope. Then next, and after reaching Africa, the Cape of Good Hope, then the Indian Ocean they have been crossed, and after that crossing the Indian Ocean, they had been came to the India, and India's western part, like western part, if it is been saying Maharashtra, Goa, Kannada, all these places. So Goa they have been selected. Who? The Portugal people. They selected Goa as a base. Base means the headquarters, like how the London is the headquarter for this East India Company. So likewise for the Portugal people, they have been through waterways only. Africa continent, Cape of Good Hope, then reached Indian Ocean, then after that India, and then after that Goa they made the base answer and they started doing the trade. First to Goa. Then next it was being followed by the Portuguese sailor. Who was the Portuguese sailor? Vasco da Gama. You have been get to know. He has been the person who has founded on the sea route to India in the year 1498. The early in the 17th century. After that, the Dutch Holland people they have followed. Then next, the France is also being arrived. So here you can have a look on a figure 15.2, the Vasco da Gama image of the picture of him. Next, also one of the figure here 15.3, a drawing of the Machilipatnam from 1676. Machilipatnam means the south part of India where how the trading is been going to be get done near to the water body. So after this, even though they have been restricted, who are the people they have been came here? The very first is the Portugal. Then next they have been came the Dutch. Dutch means the Holland people. Then next also came the France. So already the British were existing. Then this Portugal people came, Dutch, Holland people, then France. All these four countries people, they were very much interested in India. So what kind of products? Like cloth. Then next is spices. Cloth is very fine, good quality of the cotton and the silk which is being grown. Next, coming to the spices, pepper, the black pepper which will be used for making the soups, which will be used in making of the curries. Round, small dots. It will be very spicy. Pepper, black pepper or white pepper will be called for that one. Then cloves. Again, it will be used in a making of the curries or any kind of spicy foods. It will be also spicy. And next is cardamom, green color one. Inside black dots like both it will be existing the completely green or sometimes it will be a white one. So that is what cardamom. Then cinnamon, it will be like a tree bark. How it will be like one finger or little bit broader one. So these are the things which are the spices. And even if you want, you check out in the class, you've been check out in the Google to get to know what is mean. And if you went to the kitchen, if you have been very well, you just go into the kitchen and to find out what are these four types of the spices. Which every house these spices are being existing. So all these four continents, the British, Portugal, Dutch, France, all they were very interested to purchase these cloth and spices. So they were fighting, not completely fighting, discussion. Like they wanted to purchase these products at any cost, whether the high prices or low prices. There was a competition between these four countries, and at the same time, they started protecting their places where they have been making the basement. They constructed the big forts, protecting the places, and the trading. It was so happened like they were doing the trade with the arms and weapons. Like they are threatening the traders, and they were threatening these. Each other competition. So like this, it was become very like what we can say, it was so competitive business. Trade has became that even they were having a fight between conflict between these competitors countries and even between the local rulers, traders who will be ruling the places. So likewise, the competition became very much high between the local people, local traders who were existing, and at the same time, competition between these four continents to want to purchase their products to sell it out in their countries and to want to become more, to make more and more money and want to become the more popular. So in the next class we will just going to deal how this trade was been doing with the armed weapons, like with the weapons threatening, then competition, how it was been started, who were the other even the subordinates, the rulers who were been ruling, who supported, who did not support it, how British played the role like making a conflict between one kingdom to the other kingdom. So slowly how they became all these parts in the next class will be just going to deal with the other how the trading was been done, how they made a conflict between the one kingdom to the other kingdom, and how they slowly started using of this powers company, how it is end. So in the next class we'll be going to deal. So in the meantime, you just check out these four spices in your kitchen along with your mom, and at the same time just refer the text, go through the textual part up to the mercantilism, up to the before the armed traders, which has been happened out in the countries, how they came, how they have been ruled.